All right, folks, thanks for hitting the download button on today's Unleashed show. And this show is not for the faint of heart. It is all gonna fly, every single thing but the kitchen sink. So strap in, get your seatbelt on, because we're locked and loaded and ready to roll. But first, I got to hook y'all up with LegalZoom. Now, I know all you working men and working women are busy. You ain't hardly got time for fun, much less take care of important personal business. That's why you need to try LegalZoom. Because when it comes to getting the legal help you need, LegalZoom provides a great solution that works with your busy schedule. The legal system is complicated, and you got much better things to do with your time than try to figure out all the legal mumbo jumbo. So let LegalZoom help your ass out with that. If you're thinking about starting a business or getting a trademark or you need a will or a living trust, LegalZoom gets the job done right. You'll get personal attention and they'll take care of all the details. They speak legalese, gang. So go to LegalZoom.com today. And don't forget to enter Austin in the referral box at checkout for a special discount. LegalZoom provides legal help through independent attorneys and self-help services, but it is not a law firm. Y'all know my dog Shona's recovering from some serious surgery, but she's a trooper. And thanks to BarkBox, she's a little happier too, 'cause she just got herself some new toys. BarkBox has been keeping all three of my dogs well supplied with toys and treats. Now, we get a box of dog products delivered to our front door every single month, and it's filled with all kinds of stuff. The toys and treats, like I said, but we also get leashes and hygiene products. And the treats are all 100% natural, lean, wild meats. They're made of elk, caribou, and wild boar. Your dogs will love them too. And right now, you can save 20% on your new subscription by visiting BarkBox.com/Steve. That's BarkBox.com/Steve.
The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
He started in a small town in Texas. Worked his ass off to become one of the most famous wrestlers of all time.
We're going to take care of business tonight, and that's the bottom line.
And now he's dominating the world of on-demand audio. And he's doing it for the working man.
This is a damn good outlet for me to spew the bullshit off my brain.
Yeah! This is the Steve Austin Show. Unleashed.
All right, everybody, welcome to Steve Austin Show, coming to you from the studio at 316 Gimmick Street. That's right, my house, where it is 2:30 in the afternoon on what day of the week is it?
Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday. This show drops tomorrow. I got to stop pushing the stop button and start recording so I can send this show to Stacy to put together for y'all to listen tomorrow while I'm on an airplane heading off to New Orleans, Louisiana for WrestleMania 30. And, man, I don't know whether to shit or wind my watch today because we finished the Broken Skull Challenge 2 days ago. But yesterday, I had to drive back out to the location so they could bring this badass helicopter in with this badass camera mounted to the front of it. And this pilot was filming me drive all over the ranch and turning corners and hauling ass and jumping shit and sliding sideways and then jumping out and delivering a bunch of dialogue to the camera, looking like a bad motherfucker. So anyway, Broken Skull Challenge is going to come out on CMT, Country Music Television, sometime in July. And so now I'm trying to get all my stuff straight. I had to go down to the sporting goods store a while ago to get me a new pair of tennis shoes on location. That ranch was so damn dirty and windy and fucked up and messed up every single pair of tennis shoes I own. So I had to go down to the grocery store, not the grocery store, the sporting goods store, and my wife to get me some new tennis shoes to wear in the airport tomorrow so I look presentable and respectable.
Why don't you call them sneakers?
I never have called them sneakers. Well, first of all, I'd like to go ahead and welcome my wife, Kristen. I fired up another microphone. She decided to sit down and join me on the podcast. Hey, Kristen, welcome to the Steve Austin Show. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, but you wrote me into the show. You didn't. I didn't just sit down voluntarily.
Well, it bees that way sometimes. I'm talking about wrestling today, Kristen, and you never were a wrestling fan because when I met you in the gym 10 years ago, thereabouts, however long it was ago, that fateful day when we fell in love, seemingly, love at first
on the
sight.
treadmill.
On the treadmill. You never were a wrestling fan. You never watched. I mean, one of your special education students brought a WWE calendar to class, and you recognized me on the picture, then saw me in the gym. and talked to our mutual buddy Dan.
Yeah.
And confirmed my identity. At the time, I didn't have my goatee. I just had a mustache and had it trimmed up like a cop.
You did look like a cop.
Yeah, I looked like a prison guard because I was filming The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. And I was really sad that I had to shave my goatee off because I looked like a prick. I looked like a fucking idiot. So I'm trying to throw this rap down on Kristen after we met. And so anyway, but you never were a wrestling fan. How come you never watched wrestling back in the day?
Well, I wasn't interested in it, I guess. It's not
But
my...
we're talking about championship gold.
not
Get your
my
boy
thing.
Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Ravishing Rick Rude, Dusty Rhodes.
Never watched an episode.
I'm
Sorry.
telling you what. So anyway, she damn sure didn't like me because I came from the background of pro wrestling.
Well, I did realize how after we met and I figured out you were Stone Cold Steve Austin, I was looking through my classroom and I noticed how many art projects the kids had created, with you in mind. And, using a collage and things like that. They would have, Austin 316 or whatever wrestling thing was on there. I didn't realize how big it was.
So dare I say, Kristen, because you weren't a fan of professional wrestling and had never seen me on television before, it was my charm, good looks, and charisma that won your heart. That wasn't supposed to be funny.
That's very true, yes.
All right, so I'm trying to pack up all my shit, and I did a video.
You're just barely unpacking.
I know. I just got finished from doing the Broken Skull Challenge. I had about 100 T-shirts. Hey, quick shout out to Average Joe Art on Twitter. Created some badass T-shirts for me to wear on Broken Skull Challenge. He's working on a WrestleMania shirt for me. But anyway, I had about 100 shirts. We had to wash all my shorts and all that shit, that dirt up there. Got everything I own fucked up. So I just did all that, or we did it, and now I'm trying to pack up. And here's the thing. I did a video for WWE.com talking about that ugly-ass red suitcase that you bought. I've stayed in some shitty hotels back in the day when I was with WCW or USWA. I had some shitty-ass duffel bags that weren't worth a flying fuck. But these days I'm a suitcase snob, so I'm really in a quandary here because I'm not going to use that red suitcase.
The red suitcase worked just fine before you started using it.
The wheels fell off the son of a bitch. It ain't even got 5 miles on it. I mean, air miles has got a couple 100,000 on it, but dragon miles, the wheels done fall off, so you got to carry the son of a bitch everywhere. I want to know. Now, see, here's the thing. Now, when we go shopping, you use coupons. I love that. We're pretty thrifty. Coupons. You say potato, I say potato. So we like to save money. We use coupons or coupons.
Yeah.
And so it would just stand to reason, though, Kristen. I always tell people, I'm tight with my money. We're frugal. We don't waste money. But when you're going to buy something, buy the highest quality you can get. And I do that when I'm buying my firearms for deer hunting, my binoculars or my scopes that I'm using out there.
Yeah, but this was the highest quality Ross had.
Ross. You don't buy a quality suitcase at Ross.
Ross dressed for less.
Ross dress for less. And then you got TJ Maxx. What's
Yep.
one of them other damn places you go to?
Marshalls.
Yeah. They ain't got no good suitcases. I'm used to Toomey, Briggs & Riley, some good shit.
That's just a waste of money.
I shake my head in silence. Y'all always see that SMH? That means shake my head. That's what I'm doing. I'm shaking my damn head. I asked you a while ago. We went out to eat lunch a while ago because we hadn't been able to see each other and spend too much time together. I said, when we got through, I said, hey, man, I said, where can we go to get me a suitcase? And you said,
TJ Maxx. It was right on the way home.
Once again, we can't go to TJ Maxx to get a suitcase because these suitcases ain't worth the shit.
I got a great Samsonite suitcase there.
That ain't a bad suitcase.
Yeah, okay.
Samsonite ain't a bad brand.
Yeah.
But
and they're not cheap. They're like $80.
Yeah, but back in the day, we was dropping a couple $100 on a suitcase. It lasts you 10 years though.
Where are your suitcases then that you had for 10 years?
Well, that one's in the ranch in storage.
Oh, in storage.
Yeah, I damn near wore the wheels off it. That thing, you don't know how much championship gold that was in that damn suitcase. How many miles are logged in that damn suitcase? And it's still in perfect condition. It's just in Texas at the ranch. It's one in the closet.
What about the orange one I have in the shed outside?
She has. If y'all saw that red motherfucker on WWE.com, the orange one was twice as ugly as the red one.
Yeah, but the wheels work on it. It's just a different color now.
The wheels work, But that's the kind of suitcase that when you're dragging it through the airport, especially someone as cool as me, who's perceived as being the toughest SOB in the history of WWE, headed to WrestleMania 30, that suitcase yells, I'm a dipshit. I'm a dipshit. I'm a dipshit. I want a cool suitcase, Kristen. Help a brother out. Toomey had a badass camouflage suitcase that I really had my eye on the other day, and I was going to try and stop and buy it. Now, that was about a $600 suitcase. Now, that's a little bit too much money.
Yeah, because they just get beat up.
But I'm never traveling anymore. But when I do travel, I want to travel with style and look cool while I'm doing that. Is that so wrong? Is it a sin? Am I fucked up in the head? What's the deal?
I guess I like walking behind you at the airport, watching you cart the red or orange suitcase around and watch people's reactions.
Like I said, that red motherfucker. When I because where were we the other day? Where was that trip before I went to the Broken Skull Challenge? It was Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah.
You talk about Matter and the Hornet. I was pulling that sumbitch behind me, and I left skid marks because they always try to do that double clutch with you where I said Venetian.
I think we're at the Venetian, yeah.
Yeah, at the Venetian, pulled into the SHOT Show. And
no, we were at the Four Seasons.
Four Seasons.
Yeah.
What were we there for?
The UFC fights.
Oh yeah, UFC 170. See Daniel Cormier fight. So there I was, trying to be cool, calm, and collected, BMF style. And there I am dragging that hunk of shit red suitcase. And I've already gone about 100 yards, and we had about 6 miles to go. And as soon as we opened the damn hatchback on what was we driving, the BMW?
Yeah.
On the BMW, the guy says, can I help you with the suitcase? And I said, no, I got it. I've been dragging these things around for years. And I got that thing like someone had put an anvil in it. And so then I got it up to the other set of guys who want to ask you if they can help you with the suitcase. And they said, can I help you with the suitcase? No, I got it. And by the time we got that motherfucker to the counter, I was fucking full of sweat. And I had my camouflage jacket on because it was kind of brisk outside. And I'd already worked up a sweat. And then by the time I got that summit to the room.
Well, then the best part was watching you walk up the stairs with it.
It wasn't funny. It really wasn't funny. I mean, and because I think I'd had a couple of beers the night before.
You were cursing me, I know.
It was bad. It was real bad. So anyway, I got a fucked up suitcase. So we got this storage system out there in our garage. And I was telling you, we got to lift the ceiling up in the garage so I can have more storage up there because I got to put all my shit up there.
And my answer is if we need more storage, we need to get rid of something.
See? and I suggested we go get a storage unit. You know, for $50-$60 a month, I got a place to put shit.
It's not 50-60. It's more like 400.
Well, it depends on what kind of storage.
But we don't need anything. We need to throw stuff out.
Oh, every time I go to throw some of your shit out, you go, oh, no, let me put this over here. And then when it comes to my stuff, it's already in a trash can. I damn near got to wear a neck brace because my neck is going back and forth so much looking in the regular trash can versus the recycled trash can and the green trash can where we put the grass and the dog shit. I don't know. I got to pay attention to where you're throwing all my shit out because I got to reclaim all that.
Well, you want to know my trick is?
What? I
take your stuff that I know you're not going to use, and I put it in another bag, and I stick it in the garage for 6 months. And if you don't ask for it in 6 months, I just throw it out.
Got to hear that laugh?
It's true, because you didn't need it. You didn't ask for it. You didn't even know it's missing.
Oh, all that stuff that you got over in your house that we lease out that's been in the studio for all this time.
That's my teaching supplies.
That's been 5 fucking years. And it's okay for you to hang on that shit, but I can't do the 5-year rule on you, and you're doing the 6-month rule on me. What gives here? I smell a rat. This is not fair.
Well, a lot of the stuff is your vitamins and protein. That stuff goes bad anyway.
Man, I tell you what. I don't know where the shit will wind my watch right now. How much time we got in on this? It's 11 minutes and 32 seconds. What does the rest of your day look like? Because before you go, I'm fixing to answer some Q&As here from the fans that sent questions to questions@steveaustonshow.com. But before I do that, I got to take care of my sponsors. Keep talking to you about DDP Yoga. Yeah, that's right, Diamond Dallas Page. You know he's a close personal friend of mine, so I want to help him out. But his DDP Yoga is also a great workout program, and I want to make sure you all know about it because DDP Yoga works for anyone at any age, at any skill level. It helps build strength and flexibility, and it's good for the heart. It's also low impact, So that makes it real easy on your joints. And now DDP has made it easy for you to join the thousands who are already swear by his workout. He's given a special deal to all of you just because you listen to my show. You can get the best deal ever on his Max Pack. It's 15 workouts, and along with the DVDs, you also get a grid chart to track your workouts, a nutrition guide, and a poster to help you remember the 12 core positions that make up DDP Yoga. Even better, DDP set it up so that you can download MP3s and exercise on the go. All you have to do is go to ddpyoga.com/Austin to take advantage of this special deal. That's ddpyoga.com/Austin. Do not wait. This offer is only available for a limited time. ddpyoga.com/Austin. But I started getting on my Twitter account, and someone had retweeted some facts from Uber Facts on social media. So I wanted to read a couple of these to you.
Okay.
And since you're a lot smarter than me, seemingly, or tend to look at things from a different perspective, I'm going to run these by you and tell me what you think about them.
Okay.
Okay, here's one, and these are just Uber Facts. And you can follow them on Twitter at Uber Facts.
What is Uber?
I don't know what the fuck it is. Okay. But I assume that these are true facts.
Okay, all right.
Honey badgers emit smelly, suffocating secretions from their anal glands to fumigate hives so that the bees leave their honey for them. So they go over there, smell up the hive, the bees leave because it smells so damn shitty, and then the honey badgers go in there and eat all the honey. What do you think about that? True or false?
I think that's very clever. It sounds true.
Sometimes I felt like a honey badger.
You do it in the kitchen all the time.
I'm trying to drive you out so I can eat my food.
You do.
Okay, check this one out. There are about 3 million shipwrecks on the ocean floor worth billions in value and treasure. 3 million shipwrecks, Kristen? Come on, that sounds a little fucking severe.
Well, what size of ship are we talking about? Are they talking about rowboats all the way up
No,
to...
they're talking about shipwrecks. They didn't say nothing about a rowboat wreck. And I don't know how much treasure you can... I don't know how much. I mean, this motherfucker... I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably one poor pirate out there, rowing in his rowboat, had $2 silver, and then a fucking shark bit him in half, and those $2 silver went down to the bottom of the ocean.
It adds up.
Theoretically, it all adds up. Here, swig a beer for the pirate. Save your money, kid. Always save your money. So let's go back to that, Kristen. 3 million shipwrecks. That sounds like too many.
It does sound like too many. I'm not sure if I believe in that one.
Now I got to check and do some background on Uber Facts now. But it's worth billions in value and treasure.
Well, it's just a general statement. We don't know what all the parameters of that statement are.
Because you know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about getting a damn...
I mean, what time frame are they talking about?
Well, back when they started building ships. Now, I wonder if Noah, when he built that boat, because right now, current events, we'll talk about current events. Right now, there's a movie at the box office starring Russell Crowe called Noah, when he built that ark. And I thought, when Noah built that ark, he put 2 of 2 of everything on that damn boat. And on the trailer that I saw, there was a shit pile of snakes and animals and people trying to get on that damn boat. So I got to figure, I haven't seen the movie yet, but there's got to be a big-ass scene where Russell Crowe's kind of acting like Bruce Lee, karate-chopping motherfuckers trying to get on the damn ark, right? Because he only got room for 2 and 2.
Right.
And I ain't seen the movie yet. I hope I hadn't spoiled it for anybody with this spoiler alert here. So what did he do?
I don't know. I'm more interested in the Uber Facts at this point.
Okay. Let me go back to the Uber Facts then. Russell Crowe. Bruce Lee in Noah's Ark. Goddamn. So anyway, going back to the treasure, what I was going to do, Kristen, I was going to get a big-ass piece of steel, like maybe like a 6-foot pipe, and put a cap on each end.
Yeah.
And then I was going to cut a hole and put a piece of plexiglass there so I can see out. I put a bucket seat in the back for Hershey and some kind of motor. I'm going to build a submarine is what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, because look at it this way. The economy's a drizzling shits, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there and look for these billions in value and treasure.
That's a fabulous idea.
And I'm going to put a metal detector. I'm going to put a hole in there. And I got to use some silicone, and I'm going to stick a metal detector out of the bottom of it.
You better make sure it's waterproof.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. But then I got to find a way to excavate. I got to build a little submarine for Ted Fowler at Ted Fowler 361. Ted, you're going on an adventure with me. I'm going to build you a submarine just like mine. I'll build you a bucket seat so you can put Cassie in there too. And get you a metal detector. But we're going to split all the profits now. Because, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to take that motherfucker down. I'm going to build him a submarine, and he's going to find more treasure than me, and we're going to be at odds.
Well, it's just like when you always find the arrowheads at the ranch, and I never find one.
Oh, man, don't even get me started about arrowheads. Hey, we're making a trip to go down to the ranch here in a couple of weeks. We're going back down there because we're going shed hunting. All the deers are dropping their horns.
Yeah.
This podcast's all over the place. Back to Uber Facts.
Sorry.
Kristen, here's one. Double dipping chips does not increase the amount of germs found in a dip. Double dipping chips does not increase the amount of germs found in the dip. Hershey's over here yawning and croaking. Now, I ain't buying that. Because if I see a motherfucker with a big gimmick bump on his lip and he's double dipping, I probably ain't going to dip in that fucking dip no more. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like double dippers.
No, don't double dip. You never double dip, people, unless you're at your own house and you're the only one eating it with your wife or your boyfriend, whatever the case is. If you're at a party, don't double dip. Correct?
I agree. You don't know where people's hands have been.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't double dip. I'm not sure I believe it. See, now I'm starting to doubt these Uber facts. Now, hold on, Ted, if you're listening to the show, I'm not sure I believe all the Uber facts now. And I don't know about the 3 man shipwrecks, and I don't know that it's worth billions. So I might not build those 2 submarines, Chris. Plus, I got a busy schedule coming up anyway. But what if we do? We we make a fucking reality show about this. Me building submarines to find billions of dollars. And you know what? Here's what's going to happen. The motherfucking government's going to come after me and want half of it.
Yeah, you bet.
And I ain't got no problem paying my damn part of the taxes as long as everybody else paying their share. You know? Ted, here's a problem if you're listening to the podcast. We got to do something because once we find all them damn ducats and a gold bullion, what do they call them, gold coins, Kristen? I'm excited because this will really happen.
Well, you don't know what the treasures are. Could be.
But what are they? Spanish medallions. That's what they are.
Okay.
Spanish medallions. Spanish medallions like a motherfucker. That's the name of this podcast. Spanish medallions like a motherfucker. I'm going to have to build some type of system to carry all this gold, bullion, Spanish medallions, silver dollars that one pirate lost in the rowboat all the way back to safety and put in our safety box.
Yeah.
Was it a safe deposit box?
We don't have one.
We're going to get one.
Okay.
We're going to get one. Ted, we're going to get you one, too. I'll keep it up here in Los Angeles, California.
We have to put it in our Fort Knox safe.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There you go. We got to get a plug into my buddy John Claiborne. I'm putting all my ducats, my money, and my bullshit in a Fort Knox safe. Why? Because it's the best goddamn safe in the world. Built 100% right here in the good old red, white, and blue United States of America.
Okay, Jackie Gleason.
Some bitch had a lot of friends. Hey, let me get a couple more Uber facts with you before you leave, Kristen.
Okay.
Decidophobia is the fear of making decisions. Decidophobia is the fear of making decisions. Now, I can't decide if I believe that decidophobia is the fear of making decisions because I'm scared to make that decision.
That doesn't sound right to me.
All right, here's one for you. The average fart travels at a speed of 7 miles per hour. That's what it says. That's what it says on Uber Facts.
How do they test this? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I'd like to see them set up a wind meter or how the fuck you set up a damn gimmick to gauge the speed of a fart. Because, maybe the average, and that might be right. The average fart travels at a speed of 7 miles per hour. Because, I've cut a couple that were probably 2 or 3 miles per hour. And then I've ripped a couple of gale force winds that damn near went into hurricane conditions. and it caused a lot of damage.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I cut a fart one time. It probably had to have been traveling about 220. Just acted like a laser beam and cut my damn underwear right in half.
Well, do the walking farts and the sitting farts, do they have the same, velocity?
That's an interesting question. That begs to, much more diligence in the research protocol.
Yeah.
A walking fart. One time I was in a 20 mile per hour zone, walking probably 5 miles per hour. I farted while I was walking, shot me up to 65, cop gave me a ticket. True story, raised my right hand to God. I got my left hand up. Y'all can't see it on the podcast, but I got my left hand up.
I didn't even notice either.
Okay. Do you want to go through the 15 bugs that are actually edible real quick before you leave?
Okay.
All right, people, these are 15 bugs that are edible. Earthworms. Kristen, you down with eating earthworms?
No.
Cockroach.
Absolutely
The
not.
Madagascar hissing cockroach can be cooked in several different ways, such as boiled, sautéed, or fried, and are said to have a taste and texture sort of like greasy chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Everything like all of a sudden, if the Colonel's going to fry up a batch of Kentucky Fried cockroaches, count me in. Other than that, I don't want to walk in my front door and say, honey, talking to Kristen, what's for dinner? Oh, shit, I thought I'd fry up some Madagascar hissing cockroaches for you. Sit down, grab a beer while I'm cooking them. Dig this, stink bugs. Stink bugs, surprisingly, taste like apples. And they have some pretty amazing qualities. They're high in iodine and B vitamins and have an anesthetic and analgesic property. Oh, yeah. Next time I'm sitting on the couch, I got a motherfucking headache. Say, Kristen, go out there in the front yard, catch me a couple of stink bugs. I got a headache.
Well, you know what I was just thinking about the bugs at the ranch when the dogs go poop and those beetles come up and eat those rolling poop
The
beetles.
bugs.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah, shit bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those edible?
Oh, I've got one along that vein.
Okay.
So bear with me. Spiders. Everybody knows you can eat spiders. Spiders and tarantulas are technically arachnids. But anyway, they taste like a crunchy crab. I'd rather eat a crunchy crab. Ants. People have been digging around eating ants forever. Beetles. They're higher in protein than most other insects. Ain't nothing like a fucking jar of beetles to take to New Orleans with me. I'm sitting there eating them in first class. What are you doing eating them bugs? I'll just get my protein in. I'm bodybuilding now. What the fuck? Butterflies and moths. They're full of protein and iron. The famed agave worm, which is found in mezcal liquor, is actually the larva of a moth and is also often fried up and eaten as a meal in Central and South African countries. Crickets and grasshoppers, same old, same old. Wasp and bees, but you want to eat the wasp and bees when they come out of that nest. Mealworms, appropriately named mealworms. Now, what the fuck is a mealworm? I don't know.
Well, they eat meal, I think.
Here's one. Look at this. Termites. While we think of them as pests, around the world and particularly in Africa, termites are collected from their nests and eaten raw or roasted and sautéed. Like many bugs, this damn thing popped up on me. Like many bugs seem to, they have a nutty flavor when fried. Now see, here's the problem I got with a termite. I don't want to eat a termite. I just want to go to a termite's house and eat that motherfucker. Because I've had so many damn termites destroy my houses in the past, I don't want to eat the termite. I want to torture and torment the termite by eating his fucking crib.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, turnabout's fair play. Hey, termite, go fuck yourself. Oh, dig this. And here's the one, Kristen. Flies. Remember a long time ago, I did a podcast about flies in Mexico. I wrestled a fly. He beat me. Jimmy Superfly Snooker ran out from the dressing room. I didn't know he was in the building. Hit me in the head with a coconut. I got pinned 1, 2, 3. Chicago, Rosemount Horizon. Just remember it like it was yesterday. Broke my heart. Though we tend to think of flies as dirty, people do eat them. In fact, they can be tasty and take on the flavor of whatever they eat. Flies that live near the water tend to taste like fish or duck, and flies raised on cheese will in fact taste like cheese. So then I would assume that if this article were to continue, flies that live on a farm and eat dog shit, cow shit, or horse shit taste like shit.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, you never assume anything in life. That way you don't make an ass out of you or me. But I think it's safe to assume if you eat a fly that has lived on shit for however many days they live, that fly gonna taste like shit.
I agree.
Anyway, scorpions, you can eat scorpions.
I've heard of that.
You can eat centipedes, popular over in China. Cicada. That's kind of like a locust. I always hate when people call them cicadas. A locust. Well, anyway, that's the end of the insects that you can eat, Kristen.
Okay. Good thing I'm a vegetarian.
Well, you know what? So then, is an insect considered a meat?
Well, I always say I don't eat anything with eyes. And they have eyes, so except for potatoes.
What if it was a blind fly or a blind cockroach? Those maggots and then the termites got eyes? The termites always got to have eyes because they found every fucking house I ever lived in. If they're blind, they sure is lucky. I want to go to Vegas and hang out with a termite at a blackjack table. Hey, before I get going any further, I got to talk about the Dollar Shave Club because ain't nothing worse than shaving dry, sunburned skin with a crusty-ass blade. And even though I was out there camping with Hershey the Wonder Dog, I still had to shave and look good for the cameras. And you know me, I'm a cheap son of a bitch, so you know that I'm not going to shell out 25 ducats for no razor blades. That's why I joined the Dollar Shave Club and why you need to join the Dollar Shave Club, too. You get great quality blades delivered right to your front door for just a couple of bucks a month. So go to dollarshaveclub.com/Steve. Pick one of their razor plans and then wait for the package to show up. And hey, if you're not an everyday shaver, then just choose the every other month delivery. See? Saving you more money. So stop dropping your hard-earned cash on those overpriced blades and stop cutting up your face by squeezing too many shaves out of the last blade in your pack. Join me and the hundreds of thousands of guys who have upgraded to the smarter way to shave. Shave time, shave money. Join the dollarshaveclub.com/Steve. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Steve. Let me tell you why I cannot stop playing Deer Hunter 2014. I'm addicted to this damn game. I stay up till 3 in the morning shooting virtual animals on my iPhone. And not just deer either. I'm shooting goats, black bears, lions, and cheetahs. I even shot a wolverine. And I've been playing so much, I'm about to unlock a chance to kill a unicorn. Yeah, that's right, a damn unicorn. Hey, gang, this game is fun, and it is free on the App Store and Google Play. And you don't have to be a gamer or a hunter to have fun playing this game. There's no tracking or stalking animals. You just aim and fire. Playing missions, and there's hundreds of them, gets you cash. And then you can use that cash to upgrade your weapon. Buy yourself a better scope or barrel or magazine. You can use infrared to help with your shots. You can do club hunts with your friends. Millions of people are playing Deer Hunter 2014, and I'm one of them. It's a great time, and it's a badass game. Try it for yourself. You'll be hooked just like me. Get Deer Hunter 2014 for free on the App Store or Google Play now.
Steve Austin Unleashed.
All right, everybody, here we go. Y'all send questions to QuestionSteveAustinShow.com. I got some answers. This is life-changing stuff, deep, heavy-duty shit that you probably have to go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a counselor, therapist, a guru, a fortune teller, a clairvoyant, a priest, a lawyer, a father, a brother, heavy-duty shit to help you out with problems you got up in your life. Hey, while I said that, it reminded me what I forgot to say all along. We making money up in this bitch. Here we go. You got questions, I got answers. Let me fire up my computer. Here we go. As Bruce Buffer would say on the UFC, it's time. My buddy Bruce Buffer. Hey, man, I've been trying to get Bruce Buffer on the damn podcast. I always see him at my sushi joint right down the road. Kristen, could you make a note for me to call Bruce Buffer to get him on the podcast?
I sure can. Please.
My wife says she's going to give me a note that says to call Bruce Buffer and get him on my podcast. Here we go. Hey, Steve, have you ever farted in the gym by accident? What should I do if I'm in the middle of a set of deadlifts and I accidentally let one out? Should I keep going and pretend I didn't fart? Coming from Ryan in New Jersey. You know, this show's all about helping a brother out, trying to get him further down the road. And I tell you guys, use your pocket knives, use your jumper cables, use your 4-in-1 screwdrivers, hide an extra key around your house. This is another one that can help you out in your life. First of all, there's a couple of questions here. Have you ever farted in the gym by accident? Why, yes, I have several times. I probably couldn't count how many times I've farted by accident in the gym. If you counted up all the times I actually did fart in the gym, you'd think I was farting on purpose. So the last time I farted in the gym, I was on the treadmill. And the cardio room where I work out is a rectangular space. And there's some yoga mats back behind the treadmills. And I was trotting along. I don't know why I was trotting. I was running about 6 miles an hour. And a fart just sprayed out of my ass. And I guarantee you that summit wasn't going 7 miles an hour. It was going about 60. Anyway, I looked behind me, and I had my headphones on. I was listening to my Pandora radio. I had it on Black Label Society, so I couldn't hear shit. And, of course, when you got your headphones turned up, you think no one else can hear anything either because they're listening to the same noise. Well, they ain't. There's no music allowed in the cardio room. You must use headphones. You can't even talk on the phone in the cardio room. So it was dead quiet other than me pounding that damn treadmill like a rhinoceros through the Serengeti Desert. And then I damn near shit in my pants, and I looked around, and this lady, this damn lady, she probably about 55, 60 years old, and she was trying to stretch or do some kind of silly shit on the yoga mat, and she just had this look of horror on her face. I guess I surprised her. And I don't know if she had a fucked up part in the front of her head or that fart parted her hair for her, but that was the last time I farted in the gym. And I didn't turn around and say, "Oh, excuse me," because that would have been owning up to the fart. I knew I farted. She knew I farted. So I figured we just might as well leave it as it was. And so I just kept running. So to answer your question, if you're in the middle of a set of deadlifts and you accidentally let one out, just go ahead and keep going and pretend you didn't fart. Hope that helped you out. You should have seen that look on that lady's face, Kristen. It was priceless. Oh, check it. Here's one. This one concerns you. Hey, Steve, I was wondering why you drive all these wonderful American-made vehicles, the Chevy Suburban, Ford Bronco, Dodge Ram. Then your wife drives the foreign vehicles, the BMW Range Rover. You seem to be a very patriotic person. So why would you buy these foreign vehicles? Supporting the American economy is very important, and Cadillac, Lincoln, and Chrysler make very nice luxury vehicles. Just curious. And that's from Brian in Lake Orion, Michigan, who says he's making American-made vehicles for the American working man. Brian, yeah, I drive a Chevy Suburban, a Bronco, a Dodge Ram, 2 Chevy Z71s, and a couple other Ford Broncos down there at the ranch. No, we don't. I own all those vehicles. We're talking. Yeah, okay. To my wife's point, that we bought the American vehicles. We're leasing the foreign vehicles. But here's the bottom line. When you're in the luxury SUV market, Cadillac the Escalade is a very, very nice vehicle. The Lincoln Navigator just had a refresh, but is still outdated. Chrysler does not make a luxury SUV. They make a Durango. It's a nice SUV, no doubt about it, but not luxury. If you're looking for a small turning radius and easy parking and very quiet interior, Cadillac, Lincoln, and Chrysler do not compare to the BMW X5 or to the Range Rover Sport. Bottom line, plain and simple. Both of them, I think they're both turbocharged V6s, haul ass. I love me an American car. I pay my American taxes. That's why I don't buy those vehicles, because when you're looking for the best of the best, the BMW and the Range Rover beat the three you mentioned. Bottom line. All right, here we go. Next question. I was recently watching that infamous promo you had with Iron Mike Tyson and wanted to know, did you, Vince, and Mike talk about things out of what you were going to say, or was all that shit ad lib? Also, it seemed that when Mike Tyson pushed you, he pushed you pretty damn hard and far. How was the whole Mike Tyson experience, if you can indulge in that? Dave Cincion from Van Nuys, California. Shit, Van Nuys right down the road. If I threw a rock 3 times, I would hit you in the head with a rock. David, appreciate you listening to the show. No, man. I didn't know what Mike was going to say. I kind of had the broad, points about it, but it was just a deal where Mike went out there and said what he said, and I got in his face and flipped him off, and he had to push the shit out of me, because if he just barely pushed me, he'd look like a punk. So he pushed the shit out of me, and if you watch that footage back, you can't see it very good, but I don't know where Mike Tyson was going after he worked at Monday Night Raw that night, but there were $100 bills that just exploded out of all of his pockets, and all of his handlers are trying to pick up those $100 bills. I'm trying to get back at him for a shoot. I remember Jerry Briscoe. I think Sarge was holding me back. I think Pat Patterson might have been holding me back. Briscoe had a damn death grip on me. Wasn't no way I was going to get away from Briscoe. He was shooting. So it was just serious business. We was trying to make some money up in that bitch and do a compelling storyline, and we accomplished it. And I loved working with Mike. He was a very intense fella, and is a big fan of pro wrestling, as a matter of fact. He knows a lot about the old champions from back in the old days. He's somewhat of a wrestling historian. So I had a lot of fun working with Mike Tyson, and he's a very intense individual. Hey, Steve, I hear you talking about your love of the Ford Bronco. I was wondering if you had a chance to check out the new 2016 Bronco that is on its way from Ford's SVT department. It's simply badass. Would this be something you would consider buying for yourself? Love listening to both cans of Audio Whoop-Ass while at work. Thanks. Oh, man, I cut his damn name off. Can't remember who that came from, but you know what? I don't think they're going to build that 2016 Bronco. I think it was a concept car. I just don't think that anybody's going to I don't think Ford is going to build a two-door SUV the way the four doors have taken over. Don't get me wrong. If they make it, I'll damn sure buy one if it turns out to be worth the shit. They need to put a good motor in it, and hopefully they won't put that weak-ass 5.4 liter